understand what's at stake here? Do you understand? There's someone's life that's probably been taken. And it's the father of your child.
This is Kelly Perry, and she's in a grave situation. Her ex-husband, 30-year-old David Heisler, had gone missing on June 27, 2016. And the only lead to his whereabouts is none other than Kelly herself.
There's two stories, so it's either you were 100% involved and you orchestrated this, or somebody did it on his own and then told you about it. What happened?
I'm just scared.
Of her.
I don't know where he took him.
You don't know where Frank took him?
Frank McCard, the name you just heard, is Kelly's close friend. But with her statement, it was clear that he was not just a friend, but part of a sinister plan.
Finger, man! Look, I'm sorry. Yeah! Squeezing my finger, man! Sorry, sir. I'll take it off.
The story was much more twisted than it seemed, and there were many more secrets left to uncover in this horrifying case.
He just stole your daughter from you, and he's gonna teach him a lesson, and things went south from there.
On June 27, 2016, the Santa Clara Ivans police officers responded to a call made by David's father, Ken Heisler. When they arrived at the address, they were met by Ken and his neighbor, who shared that some of his wife's belongings had been stolen, and along with the robbery, David was missing. There were very few leads to follow, and the investigation was filled with speculation until Ken shared something that could become the key breakthrough.
I'm more concerned about that blood. Does he have any friends that come over very often?
He's in a bitter divorce.
Well, yeah, he does.
Custody battle.
He just wants custody over his daughter, over the mom.
Tuesday.
And some of her characters she hangs out with her. Pretty bad.
The friends Ken mentions are Frank McCard and Kelly's roommate, Tammy Freeman. Later, a private investigator arrives and quickly realizes the situation might be more dire than expected if Frank was involved. According to him, Frank's past was riddled with criminal records. The officers then checked surveillance footage and spotted David's Saturn sedan passing by at 4:56 a.m. But the footage was too poor to identify who was actually inside. Further investigation with Ken's help revealed David's last messages with Kelly, where he had asked her to visit him. Adding to the intrigue, David's car was seen leaving just an hour after his final message to Kelly. So it was time they met Kelly. Please note that the audio you're about to hear is from an interview. The final interrogation will begin shortly.
So tell us about custody just real quick so we can try and make sure we can answer your questions.
So I had full custody of her until September of 2014. Yeah, 2014. September 2014, I got married and moved to Cedar City.
Who did you marry?
I married James Perry.
James Perry.
And David came to my house a week after we moved to Cedar City and took her on an ex parte motion of custody, and we just barely had our trial.
Who's pushing for all this? Is it Debbie?
It's Debbie.
To clarify, Debbie, who has not been introduced before, is David's mother.
Debbie's the one that has pushed all this because I was trying to move home to Wyoming where my family's at.
Mm-hmm.
And Debbie wasn't okay with that because then she wouldn't have Mariah close by. She pushed David into, well, you can't let her take her. You can't let her take her. David actually got kicked out of his parents' house Easter of 2013, I believe.
For what?
They fight all the time. Him and his parents are constantly back and forth with each other over something because he lives at home and his parents want control over him. Mm-hmm. They treat him like he's a teenager again, you know?
One thing was clear. Kelly didn't like Debbie and over time began to dislike David as well. Unfortunately, the officers didn't get any answers regarding David's whereabouts. But on July 1st, 2016, the police received a tip about the location of David's car. The car was discovered abandoned in Beaver Dam, Arizona. The only evidence found was a single shell casing, suggesting that a gunshot might have occurred in or near the car. However, the key clue surfaced when Debbie received messages from Kelly's other friends, suggesting that Kelly and Frank were involved in David's disappearance. Without any hesitation, the officers called Kelly in for interrogation.
Just so you know, you don't have to be here. There's the door if you'd like to go. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And again, the reason why we think that you need to be talked to is because You were the last person to text David on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
You're the mother of his child. And he's missing.
Was anybody with you at the court hearing?
Frank drove me there.
Frank who?
Frank McCard.
You made mention that yours and he relationship is not a romantic. Is that
No.
That's correct?
That's correct.
So again, you tell us the relationship between you and Frank.
Me and Frank are, I guess you would say, best friends.
So did Frank ever take you over to the Heisler's house?
Yeah, he has dropped me off and picked me up for visitation.
Like several times? Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's never gone inside their house. He usually just pulls up at the end of the driveway. I get out of the car and he leaves.
Have you and Frank ever had a romantic relationship encounter? Have you guys ever had relations?
We have in like the very beginning of when we became friends, but it never was like anything serious like that.
What changed?
Just the fact that I didn't feel that way towards him. Like, I felt he's more of a friend, not like boyfriend type.
How long ago was that?
That was, we've been friends since January of 2015, so it's been a long time.
When's the last time you had?
It's been quite a few months. I don't even know when the last time was.
This year? Quite a few months?
Yeah, it was sometime around the beginning of the year.
About how many times do you think you guys may have been intimate?
Maybe like 3, maybe
3?
4. A lot of people were referring to me as Frank's girlfriend or Hollywood's girlfriend, and I was like, no, I'm not his girlfriend. Like, we're just friends. And I got real sick of everywhere I went. People like, oh, that's Hollywood's girl. No, dude, we're not together like that. We're just friends.
Kelly had been in an intimate relationship with Frank just 4 months earlier, yet she speaks as if it were much longer ago. The detective surely suspects Kelly might be downplaying the depth of their connection. While she claims to have no attraction to Frank, the question remains, does Frank feel the same?
So would it be safe to say that Frank probably has somewhat of a little obsession with you?
I'm sure he has feelings towards me. I wouldn't call it an obsession, but...
The relationship that you have with him is one of like a support or a friend,
Yeah.
And he gets physically upset when he sees that you're bothered or that you're...
If he sees me crying or like frustrated because of things that have happened at visits or whatever.
It angers him.
It doesn't really anger him. Like, he doesn't get like angry like the Hulk type angry or anything like that. Like, he gets kind of frustrated, I guess you would say. Like, it bothers him that I'm hurting,
Yeah.
I guess. When you see your friend going through such an emotional roller coaster with all the stuff that went on through my custody case, like, I'm sure if I had to see my friend going through that, I'd feel pretty dang frustrated in the fact that David and his family were so just... They've been very... I don't really know the word to say.
Try to think of one.
Like sometimes they've been very vindictive towards me. As a mom, it crushes you because it's been going on for so long between me and Debbie. Like, constant battle over my daughter. With Daddy missing, Mariah's probably scared. She's probably sad. As her mom, I just want to be there to comfort those feelings for her, you know? And I tried to explain that to Debbie, like, as much as you're missing your son and wish that you could hug him right now, I miss my daughter and want to hug her right now. So it's really hard knowing that my little girl is hurting right now. And I can't be a mom and be there for her.
It's undeniably tragic for a mother to be separated from her child, but the reasons behind this situation are a story of their own. David and Kelly frequently fought, eventually leading Kelly to leave him. As we've learned, Kelly's social circle and lifestyle weren't particularly stable or nurturing. While the bond between a mother and child is special, ensuring the child's safe and secure upbringing takes priority.
Like, I think both of us we both want to be civil and want to be the parents to our daughter, but his parents are like in his ear telling him one thing and he's feeling another. And
What do you think he's feeling?
well, I know just because of like texts and stuff that he's sent me in the past that he wants us to be together. He wants us to be a family with our daughter, but he doesn't know how to make that work because he lives with his parents, and obviously his parents have the say in who he lives with if he's at their house. He knows that Debbie isn't okay with me and him being together after all the conflict that's gone on and whatnot. I think he's kind of had a lot of mixed feelings about that.
You
And
didn't
then-
delete any text messages on your phone?
No. There was nothing deleted. I didn't talk to him for like the remainder of the day, and then all of a sudden, I think I don't know what time it was, but he texted me later that evening and was like, "Are you okay now?"
So he started the conversation back up?
He started the conversation back up and was trying to get me to go to his house again.
So how come you decided you would go to the house again?
I didn't go to the house
I
again.
know you didn't. You said you didn't go. What I mean is you told him you would.
I was telling him I would because I was like, okay, maybe.
What makes me think that there were some messages deleted? Because all of a sudden he says, okay, you'll be here. I'll see you at 3:20. Because there were, like, you guys had talked that you would be there at 3:20, but it doesn't.
No,
there's nothing.
we never talked about me being there at 3:20. On Saturday when
There wasn't any messages for on Saturday that said that.
no, I know, but on Saturday when we were talking about me going over there, I had asked him at one point what time his dad goes to work.
He said 3
I don't
o'clock.
remember what day it was, but I had asked him what time his dad goes to work, and that's why he said, so you'll be here at 3:20. Like, he was assuming because I asked him what time his dad went to work that I was going to show up there.
I mean, so far as to ask for proof that he wasn't there. I mean, he sent those pictures to you.
Yeah, I didn't ask him for those pictures on Sunday, though. I had asked him for proof on Saturday when I was telling him I'm on my way there. Prove to me that he's not there. I felt like he was, like, beating around every question that I was asking him. And I kind of got the feeling like there was something he wasn't trying to say to me. And so I was like, then prove it. Prove to me that your dad's not there. And he's like, how? And I said, I don't know, go take a picture of his car not in the driveway or something. I don't know. And then all of a sudden Sunday, he sends me the pictures
You
that I
asked
asked for on Saturday.
You asked specifically to take a picture of the garage, and you asked
I
specifically to take a
couldn't,
picture
I don't
of the
remember
bedroom.
what specifically I said to him, but I had said, that was on Saturday that I said that to him, that I
Yeah,
said,
for those
prove to
two
me that
pictures.
he's not there. And I said, I don't know, take a picture of his car not in the garage or him not in his room or whatever.
The detective knows Kelly is hiding something. She's even gone as far as deleting messages from her phone, a cynical attempt to erase any evidence or connections. Despite her efforts to keep the story going, she conveniently leaves out key details. She remembers everything else vividly, but when it comes to crucial information, her memory fails her. This pattern only raises further suspicion.
I don't know exactly my wording on it or whatever, but then he didn't send those pictures to me until Sunday.
You guys are having those conversations. You're still talking to him. He sent you those pictures, and then you just stopped after you said good.
Yeah, and the good text.
Because you text after you saw those pictures.
Like the text where it says good. Like I was half asleep, and I remember like I opened my eyes and I looked at my phone, saw the pictures, and he had said he's at work. See. Or whatever it was that he said on there, and I just was like, good.
So then you're telling you woke up the next morning when that was weird that he sent you those pictures.
Yeah, because I woke up and
I called him on the phone.
I didn't remember.
Which is something you don't normally do.
I didn't remember when I had woke up that I had already seen those texts half asleep. I was looking at him going, why would he send me these texts? And
why
so
would you think
I
that
called
when you've
him.
asked him the last day and a half to send you those texts?
Because it didn't click with me because I just barely woke up, I guess. I don't know. Like,
when you were making these texts, Friday night and Saturday night, you're in your room. Nobody else was around you.
Tammy was around me because
Was Frank around?
Frank was not around because I'm trying to think. I believe it was. I can't remember if it was Thursday. Somewhere around like Thursday or Friday was when he moved out.
So as far as you know, you don't think he's been at the house since that night, Friday night. He wasn't there when you were sending texts, right?
No,
he wasn't there that Saturday night.
No.
And then he hasn't been there this whole week.
No, he hasn't spent the night there. He's been there to visit and stuff during the day or whatever, but he hasn't.
Have you guys had correspondence since Tuesday-ish by phone?
Me
You
and
text,
Frank?
you text Frank very much.
We text and we call each other.
Kelly's initial composure is clearly unraveling. Her story is falling apart and her information is becoming increasingly scattered. The detectives recognize this as an opportunity to press further. And soon, Kelly's secret will be exposed, finally revealing just how manipulative she truly is.
When he actually will answer his phone when I call.
Mm-hmm.
He's not very good about answering phone calls, but
he's okay with text.
yeah,
How often do you text him, you think?
we text
A day?
pretty much every day.
Every single
I
day.
mean, we're constantly
Have
texting.
you deleted any of his texts off your phone
No.
in the last little while?
I think we have a guy here who has a very unhealthy. What's the word? He's addicted to. He's got this little. You got this guy who runs around wanting to be with you, and you're.
Frank is a very lonely person.
So he'd probably do
He has
anything to get you to be his only.
He has no family, really, no friends.
He has
Like,
you.
He has me and Tammy. Like, Tammy and her husband are very caring people. They have giant hearts. They open their home up to pretty much anybody.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Frank's a wild card in my mind with him, with the feelings that he has for you. In court, they have recording systems in the courts, so everything that people say in the courts are heard.
Right.
After the judge gave the ruling, he tells you he'll fix this. Why do you think he said that? He said, I will fix
He'll
this.
fix this.
That's what he told you. I'll fix this.
I don't remember him saying that to me.
So,
I'm at the court hearing for custody. you're talking about?
when the judge made the final ruling on June 13th,
I know he was saying a lot of stuff when we came out of the courtroom to David. Like, he was like
what?
Like, he was angry about the fact that David was getting custody and I was still going to continue.
Really angry.
Yeah, like, I was just like, will you just shut up? Like,
No, tell us some.
what did he say?
I am trying to think exact words, but he was just like, as we're going down the stairs, he was saying stuff like, oh, the state's okay with you touching your kids, but if you're convicted of drugs or some, I don't remember exactly, but he was like referring to the fact that my daughter had made accusations about her dad touching her and about her dad masturbating in front of her, and nothing was ever done about it. Like, David kind of just like walked free and acted like he had done nothing wrong. Even though my little girl is still traumatized over it, she still to this day talks about things that she saw in those videos that he was watching. So he was pissed off about that David can get by with doing this in the presence of a 4-year-old little girl, but he gets to get custody of her and I have to have supervised visits. He was angry about that because he's a parent too. He doesn't like the fact that David didn't even get so much as a slap on the freaking wrist over it. You know, I was angry about that too, but I mean, I've kind of just had to force myself to kind of let it go, I guess.
He wants you to be happy. This is what I think. He wants you to be happy. Obviously, having your daughter will make you happy. That's engrossed your entire life for the last almost 2 years.
That's all I've
He
wanted
sees
was
that.
to be a part of my daughter's
He's
life.
with you in the court, trying to help you get that taken care of, doing everything he can. He's driving you back and forth,
Visitation.
driving you visitation rights. I think he found out that he was home alone, which isn't normal. David's not normally home alone. He's either got his daughter there, or his mom there, or his dad
would have
there.
known that, like, my daughter and Debbie weren't home, but I don't know. I don't think he would know, like, Ken's work schedule or anything. Like, that's never been talked about between us, like.
Well, that's the key with you.
What his work schedule
I think
is.
somehow you let him know, whether you meant to or not meant to, let him know that David's home alone that night.
Yeah, I don't.
And the key is
ever telling him anything.
Never sent a text, never sent nothing. He wasn't with you that night you were sending a text. Didn't come in your room and happen to see that text when you said you were falling asleep.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, he wasn't at my house when I went to bed that night. So I don't think he was there at all during the night.
Kelly has never been sure of the important answers that could help the detectives crack the case. However, it's evident that the detectives' focus on Frank is unsettling her. She actually wants to keep talking about how harsh Debbie was on her and what a bad father David is. But instead of getting sympathy, she's in for a bad day.
Honestly, I think you know that that's what happened in your heart. Whether or not you're willing to say that or not, I think you know that. And I think you're not willing to tell us that. We will find that out. And right now is your opportunity to get this, whether you meant to let him know that or whether you did it on purpose or you did it on accident. This is the time that you need to come clean and tell us, because if you don't, after this, your daughter is gone. You will never see her again. You understand that, right?
I do understand that.
And so if you have anything
I'm trying to
at
give you
all,
guys all the information
anything
that I can recall, like.
I mean, we've got your phone.
We
It's
got your
got
phone.
GPS on it.
Right.
The same thing with Frank's.
we've got Frank's phone.
We're gonna find out what happened. It's just a matter
It's
of
just a
time.
matter of time.
Whether you help us figure out what really happened, or whether we find out by having to go through people's phones and do this the hard way, the long way. Not that we're doing it.
We'll figure it out.
We'll do
It's
it.
going to come out. There's just no way it's not going to come out.
Yeah.
So right now is your opportunity to share anything with us that you want. So we have a county attorney that's listening in on this, and he can make any deals or recommendations with you right now. But after this, you walk out the door, it's done. So now you understand that we're going to send this to the crime lab.
Right.
That crime lab will pull open anything on the phone. They'll pull any deleted messages, anything like that, to get all the records from Verizon, everything like that. So we'll have
Anything sent,
anything deleted,
anything received,
Right.
any pictures,
voicemails, pictures, all that stuff. Everything will have that stuff.
web
So
links, anything like that.
why that's weird that all of a sudden that there's nothing.
Yeah,
okay?
I don't know why. It's like
So-
that text app that's on there,
Mhm.
like, I don't know if it, like, deletes messages after it gets
Nobody
a
else's.
certain number.
All the
But then
other
it
stuff
has
there.
it prior to,
Has all
because
the prior
that
stuff.
doesn't make sense.
No, I don't know. Like, it does that all the time. Like, I'll go in there and look for a message that I'm trying to find, and it won't be there.
Kelly's lies are just looking dumb at this point. She has been backed into the corner, and she resorts to claiming that the messages deleted themselves. It's clear she's reached her breaking point, and it won't be long before the detectives uncover the full story.
Did you tell Frank that Dave's alone at home?
I don't think I ever told him that. Like,
This isn't a time for.
This isn't a time
This
to
is
fight
the
on
time to be
anything.
sure.
no, I
Do you
know
understand
that.
what's at stake here? Do
I
you
do
understand?
I
There's
do.
someone's life that's probably been taken,
I do understand.
You understand that.
that
and it's
this
the
is a
father
very
of your
serious-
child.
I know. I understand this is a serious thing, and
So we're toying within our head.
I have all
Either you
this
had something to do with
crazy
it
emotions
and had knowledge of it, or this rogue crazy boyfriend of yours went and did it on his own. Either way, you know what happened, Kelly. You do. I just don't know what battle you're fighting inside that you think you can't tell us what's going on. If you're worried about being in trouble, we can get through that. Again, like we said, the county attorney's here. He's listening. If there's something you'd like to say to him, You can say that.
We're welcome. We
I
can bring
don't
him in
know
here.
what you're fighting with. I can only imagine the remorse that you're going through.
But whatever it is, it needs to end now. Because if we find out later, or we crack this a
No one's
different
going to
way,
work with you.
it's done. No one's going to work with you anymore. Your child's gone. That's it. They're going to be with Debbie and Ken for the rest of her life, and you won't have that opportunity to have your daughter. So we need it now. We're done playing around. It's been an entire week and a day now. So what happened? Tell us.
And this has got to be eating you up. This isn't you. I think a bad choice was made. A really bad choice was made. But guess what? It wasn't your idea, and we know that.
So help us out. Tell us
What happened to David?
I don't know what happened to David.
What have you heard? There's two stories, so it's either you were 100% involved and you orchestrated this, or somebody did it on his own and then told you about it. What happened?
Help us out now so we can help you out. So we can protect you and your daughter.
That girl needs at least one parent in her life.
I know.
So what are you doing? What is so hard about this? We're not stupid, Kelly. I think you know that.
I know you're not.
You're not either. A bad choice was made. What happened to David? The last text that you sent to him at
46.
3:46. What happened after 3:46, Kelly?
The detectives have handled the situation brilliantly, offering just the right amount of sympathy to break through Kelly's defenses. In just a moment, the truth will finally come to light.
I'm just scared.
Of her. Kelly, who are you scared of?
Scared of not being with Mariah.
Well, I promise you, if we keep going down the road
It will be that way. If you were involved, there's still things we can do to help you
I
out.
promise you there's a light at the end of this tunnel.
You just gotta
But
open
if
that
you
door.
don't help, none of those doors will be open for you.
Where's David?
I don't know. I
Where
don't know where he took him.
did Frank? You don't know where Frank took him?
Was he just supposed to scare him when he went there? And then it got out of hand?
I didn't want him to get hurt.
I don't know what says you did. That's the thing. Kelly, we know you know something about it. We know you do. You're a good person because you're here talking
He
to
was
us
just
today.
supposed to scare me into letting me have my daughter back.
Kelly, did Frank go to his house?
Yes,
Who'd he go with?
I was there.
You were there? Who else was there?
Nobody.
So it was you? What happened at the house?
I knocked on the door and Frank pushed me out of the way. He was trying to get David and David was fighting back and I was crouched in the corner because I didn't want to be there.
Did you guys get in David's car?
Yeah.
And then where did you drive it?
He dropped me off by, I don't know what the street is called, on the freeway. And I don't know where he went after that.
He dropped you off on the freeway.
Like, you get off the exit of the freeway, like you're going on River Road. I don't know what it's called.
South River Road by the airport.
I guess. I don't know.
How was David when you got out of the
He was
vehicle?
in the back seat.
Was he with you?
Yeah.
Was he hurt?
I know that they had like a scuffle and
Someone was bleeding.
I think, I don't know where he was bleeding from, but David was bleeding and he went to the car and Frank made him get in the back seat.
And he just got in on his own accord?
Not at first, and then, like, he was trying to, like, fight against Frankie, and then Frankie talked him into just cooperating with him. Frankie kept telling him that if he didn't cooperate, he was gonna kill both of us.
So there are some things in that vehicle when it was recovered in Beaver Dam that would make us believe that a firearm was involved.
I never saw a gun. I don't know. I know he had like a little, like, bag. Not a backpack, but like a little...
Like a fanny pack he carried?
Yeah. I don't know what was in it. And then he pulled over and made me get out of the car.
And then he drove out to the Arizona Strip?
I don't know where he went after that. Like, I wanted to talk to you guys and tell you guys, but I'm scared.
Who are you scared of? Frankie? Or are you scared about not seeing Mariah?
I was scared of a lot of different things.
Who drove you there?
So we have video surveillance of David's car leaving with people in it.
And vehicles coming and going.
And so that vehicle leaves at 4:50 something. How long were you guys at the house? 4:56 is when that car
I
leaves.
don't even know. Like, it all happened so fast. I don't even know how long we were there.
So how did you get there though? How did you get to the house? Who took you there?
Frankie drove the car there and then Tammy left. But she didn't know, like...
She was there for 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
So Tammy knows what
She
happened.
doesn't know what happened.
But she knows that you know something.
She knew that we were going over there. She didn't know, like... I didn't even really know, like, what Frankie's plan was.
Tammy Freeman emerges as another key figure in the story, someone with insight into what had been happening. By now, it's evident that Kelly orchestrated everything, from requesting images to confirm Ken wasn't home to ensuring David was alone. Her plan to intimidate David backfired, leaving a young girl without her father and her mother on the verge of facing jail time.
I didn't think it was going to be like that. I've had nightmares about it.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
Because I didn't know that he was going to do all that. Like, I just thought he was going to, like, scare him.
No, I'm here to tell you, Frankie's back crazy. This guy is nuts. Absolutely crazy. But again, I'm really, really glad the county attorney's here and is listening to you and seeing your remorse. But we've got to know every detail.
Let's go to the details. So you decided, he's been talking about this for a while. You guys decided that tonight's the night you're going to go over and scare him. So you catch a ride with Tammy. Tammy takes you to the house.
She didn't take us to the house. She took us on the street. Like,
yeah. You guys walked to the home. Okay. What happened from there?
I knocked on the door and David opened the door and Frankie pushed me out of the way.
So Frankie pushed you out of the way so that he could get to David.
Yeah.
Where was their little tussle at?
He pushed me out of the way, like right inside the front door. And like I was crouched in the corner, like up against the door. And David was like fighting back to him, like trying to push him away or whatever. I just stayed crouched right there because I was scared.
Did you see them go into the kitchen area?
I saw him have David in the living room by the couch, and then I saw him open the garage door to go out in the garage, and then he got David's keys and he asked me to put the car in the garage. So I pulled the car in the garage. He got David in the back seat of the car. At some point, David came back inside. I think that's when they got in the tussle by the garage door, like going out to the garage.
Is that where the blood came from?
I think that's where the blood came from.
Tussle, what do you mean?
Like, they were like...
Wrestling, or did he get punched?
Frankie hit him, but I don't know how many times he hit him. But I remember seeing him, like, hit David, and David was hitting back to him and, like, trying to push him off of it. I was just, like, scared the whole time, and I was just like trying not to look or see what was going on. David said, okay, I'll just go in the car. Okay, I'll go in the car. David said something about not wanting to die or something, and Frankie said, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to kill you. Just get in the car. And we got in the car, and I kept begging David to just cooperate. I was like, please just cooperate. Just listen to him, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I can't remember which way he went, but we ended up going on the freeway, and he dropped me off. David kept asking me, why are you doing this? And I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And Frankie told him...
Frankie's crazy, I'm telling you.
Frankie told him, he
You
said,
just
she's
found out.
not doing anything. She said, she's hostage too. And I got out of the car, and he just, like, left. And I told Tammy where I was at, and she came and picked me up.
Did she talk to you?
She asked where Frankie was, and I said, I don't know where he went. We went to Mesquite, me and her. Frankie called us when we were on our way to Mesquite and asked if we could pick him up on our way to Mesquite.
In Beaver Dam.
About what time do you think that was?
I don't know.
Was it light outside?
I was like outside.
Did you talk to Tammy about what happened?
No.
She hadn't asked questions?
No.
Does she come from a lifestyle where people do
No.
kill people, kidnap people, kill them, and drop their bodies out in the desert?
No. I think she's probably just as scared as I am right now.
When Tammy was arrested and brought in for interrogation, she confirmed the details from her perspective.
Were you?
We just want to know, on that
Yeah.
Monday morning,
Where did you drop
where did
off?
you drop them off exactly?
And about what time do you remember it being? Here in Santa Clara when you dropped them off.
I have no idea what time anything.
Well, how about this?
Was it
Did
dark?
you give them
Yeah.
a ride from your house to Santa Clara?
Yes.
Who besides Kelly and Frankie was in the car?
Nobody.
So you dropped them off up the street. You've taken Kelly to do her visitations before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you knew it was in the area of...
David's home.
Yeah?
Tammy's involvement wasn't as significant as Kelly's or Frank's, but she played a role in aiding the sinister plot. Meanwhile, the officers remained focused on finding David, trying to get answers from Kelly.
Any possibilities of maybe where Frank might have taken David?
I don't know, because I asked him. I said, where's David? And he goes, you don't worry about it. I'm scared to write it down.
You don't have to write it down if you don't want to.
I don't.
Would you like to speak with the county attorney? Or would you rather not? Oh.
I just want to know what's going to happen.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what's going to happen.
At this point in time, you're not free to leave.
Where am I going?
We're going out to jail, okay?
Based on the information the police received from Kelly, they immediately went down to arrest Frank McCard.
Finger, man! Look, I'm sorry. Yeah! Squeezing my finger, man!
Sorry, sir. I'll take it off. I'm sorry.
Relax. Damn it!
After the arrest, here's what Frank had to say.
Tell us about the incident with David, you and Kelly.
I got no incident. I've been sleeping for a year and a half, dude. I had a heart attack. I got heart disease. I got diabetes. My feet hurt. My shoulder hurts.
So
I'm a broke down unit, dude.
So Tammy didn't drive you and Kelly over to David Heisler's house early Monday morning.
I told you I was at home Saturday and Sunday morning.
Tammy has already told us. We already know that you drove. That you didn't drive. That Tammy drove you and Kelly to David Heisler's house. In fact, you guys went there the night before, and then you had a bad feeling, so you guys turned around and went home. Then you guys decided to go the next night to David's house.
I don't have no conflict with nobody, dude.
Be honest with you, we've got surveillance cameras at homes coming and going from the house. We've got you guys in the car that night leaving David's house. That's one of the 6 cameras that we have. Leaving David's house in David's car, you driving.
What?
Kelly in the front seat, David in the back seat with a pillowcase over his head. I'll be honest with you, those guys you saw right out there, one's an FBI agent, one's a county attorney, one's a Mojave County investigator. They're not coming to you not knowing what we're talking about, okay? And you can sit there and say all the stuff you want to do. If you want to spend the rest of your life here, then you just stay saying what you're saying. We'll just send it to the federal case. And then you can go to federal prison for the rest of your life. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do. If you want to play this game, I don't really care. To be honest with you, we got enough right now. We can just walk away.
Just so you know, Kelly's here too.
Kelly's here too in the other room. I've probably heard her crying. Just barely. So I'm just telling you right now, if you want to go that route, that's totally fine with me. I don't mind. We can walk away right now. Or you can help us out. You can cooperate. You can facilitate a few things that we're just still missing, like the body of David, and we can close this out. Everybody happy, and maybe there's some things that we can work with, and we can let the FBI agent out there know. We can let the county attorney know out there that you're willing to cooperate with us.
We're needed.
Okay, so help me out. We know that Kelly is kind of the mastermind behind this. She convinced you to go. No, she's not. Okay, so it's your idea then?
No.
Then whose idea was it? Help us out then. We know that you love Kelly.
I'm not.
Okay, and I know that she.
I'm a dumb dude. I'm a poor stupid trucker dude.
Okay.
Truck driver for 17 years, man.
Okay.
You made a bad choice.
I know,
Not that you're a bad guy. You started there going to scare him, and after that,
things went a little out of control, and we understand that things happen. So why don't you just kind of walk through us what happened and just kind of tell us the story? Maybe help us find the body.
That's a good question. I don't have a clue.
You just don't know where you went?
I don't know.
You were just driving?
Was it off the side of the road that you left him?
Though Frank initially appears to brush off the situation, he eventually realizes he's doomed. After some time in the interrogation, he finally confesses and reveals the story.
Just dropped him off.
You just dropped him off there? Okay.
You just told him to get out of the car or what?
With his hands tied in his pillowcase, or did you break his ties and take his pillowcase off? Or did you just kick him out?
No, I never owned no pillowcase, no ties or nothing.
When did that stuff come off?
Just before I stopped.
Oh, just before you stopped, you took that stuff off him?
I'm not that cruel.
Okay. Did you have a gun with you? I'm not saying you shot him. You didn't pull the trigger and shoot the gun.
I never seen nobody.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying you shot him. I'm just saying you didn't have the 9mm with you, and you didn't pull the trigger and shoot a round off. I don't mean to scare him or anything like that.
No, it was a BB gun.
It was a BB gun.
Soft pellet.
Because we found the 9mm casing. It was in the car.
I don't know. I just had a soft pellet. BB gun.
Okay. So did you shoot him with the pellet gun?
No, I'm not that cruel, man. Come on.
So when you let him out of the car, he was alive.
How long do you think you drove?
Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
15 or 20 minutes?
Off of that airport road.
On that river road heading south on the dirt road.
I can tell you those GPS pings put you a lot further out
than that.
I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I don't. It's like everything was happening so fast.
But in reality, David was left to die in a desert with around 42 degrees, with his body bound with ropes. That's how cruel Frank actually was. When the officers followed Frank's lead to the location he mentioned, they found no sign of David except for a pair of sunglasses and a blood-soaked pillowcase. On August 18, 2016, a geologist from the Arizona Bureau of Land Management contacted the police, reporting that he had discovered decomposed remains along a dirt road in the Mountain Trumbull area of the Arizona Strip. The body was later identified as David Heisler's. On June 4, 2019, Kelly Perry was sentenced to 35 years in prison for her role in David Heisler's death. Before that, on February 7, 2018, Frank McCard received a 75-year sentence. Tammy Freeman was ordered to serve 1 to 15 years in Utah State Prison. So, what do you think about this case? Was this all Frank's plan, or was Kelly equally involved? Feel free to share your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any cases you want us to cover, please share your suggestions in the comments section. Also, like, share, and subscribe to our channel to uncover more cases like this from around the world. Until then, stay safe.